Tak, zdar nazdar, hrdinové a dobrodruzi, lovci monster, vrazi králů, vítejte, vítejte. Varnohrad nám krásně hoří. Vzhledem k tomu, že krvavý baron, já nevím, jak se to čte, jestli Strager nebo Stragen, je zapřísáhlej alkoholik, vyznavač pálenky, tak je asi každému jasný, k čemu došlo, tak budeme pomoct hasit. Všichni tady postávají, nikdo nepomáhá. Zachraň se, kdo můžeš, OK. Rozkopnu ty vrata. Posledně to bylo takový komorní, jenom s tou kozou a s tím zvoncem. Pak jsem si zahrál Gwent a pak jsem šel spát. No, něco se nám tady děje. Se tam dohadovali, kdo kam půjde.
Oswin! Where's Oswin? Anyone seen him?
Believe I saw him heading to the stable.
What?
Fire. You blind? Nobody willing to put it out? Ain't that simple. Most are afraid. Baron flies into a rage. He takes no prisoners.
My brother's in the stable! We've got to save him! He'll burn alive! Him and the horses!
Tak.
See what I can do.
Pomůžeme, z toho budou nějaký expy samozřejmě. Tak, jak já se tam dostanu, jak ono to bylo? Kde je ta stáj? Stáj je tohleto? Jo, ty máme žebříček samozřejmě. Já si připravím Arda.
Damn it, tons of smoke. Gotta hurry.
Já to nemůžu rozdělat, co? Tady je na houby, že nevidíte pořádně na cestu. Je druhý žebříček. A kde jsou ty vrata? Tady. Jeml. Kde jsou vrata? Ne, jdu blbě. Geralt, můžeš trošku přidat? Kde jsou vrata? Co dělá? Už jsem nepochopil teďkanc. Nějaká dobrá animace zase. Ano, animace, to je kříž téhle hry.
We've a hero in our midst! You've earned yourself a barrel of Lyrian!
I know your wife miscarried. Was that before or after you beat her to a pulp?
What the fuck are you suggesting?
Don't play me for a fool. You'd been beating them for years. Finally, they'd had enough and fled. Sound about right?
Pěstní souboj.
They ran from you, didn't they?
Lying prick!
No a za ty koně nedostanu nějaký expy, ale... Já jsem chtěl za to dostat nějakou vejslužku.
We need to talk.
No. Takže zase další animace a další rozhovor, ach jo.
Sit down. You beat them.
I never laid a finger on Tamara. Not once.
And on
No to tě
Emma.
fakt šlechtí, tyjo.
That's another story. She always knew how to spark my ire.
Expect me to believe you were a loving father to Tamara after that scene in the courtyard?
You're free to believe whatever you wish, but she was always the apple of my eye. She had the run of the place, ask anyone. She'd ride the horses, hunt with the men, at times join them on their rounds. And they'd send for her when I flew into a rage, for only she could calm me.
Make it sound like she led a charmed life. If that's the case, why'd she run?
I'd hardly need you if I knew.
Protože našla svého Ježíše, nebo Jehovu, nebo já nevím koho zrovna. Jako, co oni tam mají? Svůj vnitřní oheň našla, věčný oheň, tak.
Socks never darned.
20 years we've known each other. She's seen me drunk and sober. She was there to greet me when I returned the victor. She was there to patch me up in defeat. Like no other, she knew where to press, where to pinch, so it would hurt.
You beat her? For that? For criticizing you?
Oh, Witcher, you haven't a clue, have you? Well, perhaps I shall tell you about it one day. One day, but not today.
You knew they had run away from the start.
Baron má takový zvláštní
Yes,
přízvuk.
I knew.
Why didn't you tell me?
Mluví nějakým
Wasted my
divným
time.
akcentem.
Say I had. Say I'd said I had troubles. Couldn't control my wife, my daughter. What kind of flaccid prick would you take me for?
No.
Tell me everything you remember about the day they fled. The truth this time.
I'd been soaking myself 3 days straight. Anna came to me, said they were leaving. I begged them to stay. She refused to hear it. I tried to stop her. She wriggled like an eel. We struggled. She fell. Last blasted thing I remember. Woke up in the morn, breeches heavy with my own piss. A large bump on my head. Sadly, they were gone. Know what that's like, Witcher? No. How the fuck could you? I was left with nothing. Nothing! Only the bottle.
Tamara present for all this? She see you quarrel?
Through the doorway, perhaps. She didn't enter the room. Shame, too. Things might have turned out differently. The sight of her always calmed me.
Signs of a fight in the room. Hole in the wall, wine all over the landing. Was that you?
Aye. We tussled. She tried to whack me on the noggin with a candlestick, but kept missing. Hit the wall and a pillar instead. I staggered backwards onto the table, spilled the wine, slipped and tumbled. Anna used that moment to flee. She rushed down the stairs, still clutching that damn candlestick. I caught her on the landing. We fell. I thought I had her. Then she turned and smacked me in the head. I blacked out. Don't know what happened next. When I came to, I was alone.
No. U barona mají, koukám, nějaký brutální průvan podle Geraltových vlasů. Ach jo. Pro mě teda absolutně nezábavná část téhle hry, ty dialogy, vyprávění, cutscény. Zbytečně zdlouhavý. Mohlo to být kratší. Instantnější, údernější.
Then I went to the bedchamber, but Anna was not there. Instead, there was blood everywhere. I knew she'd miscarried. My breath short, my throat locked. I neared the bed and saw it. It lay there, a tiny thing, defenseless, on bloodied sheets. dead. And it was my doing.
Maybe you're doing, maybe not. But that amulet she wore could be important. Or maybe the fact that she lost it. What did you do with the child?
What was I to do? Took it out and buried it.
Just like that?
Damn you! I gave no thought to a funeral. It was a horror. I wanted it to end. That child had been my dream. I told Anna, the little one, our little one, to make things right. Yet she died before she could be born. Understand, Witcher? My child was dead.
No, ty vůdce žoldáků, který tady terorizují všechny vesničany v okolí, včetně žen a dívek, kterým připravují osud horší než smrt, se tady teďka nějak zpytuje svědomí, jo. To je prostě uvěřitelný, no.
Get hold of yourself. Men like you, when they break down, look downright pathetic.
You're a heartless bastard.
Mutations worked then. But here's the good news. Your dead child might help us find the one who's still alive. And your wife.
What? How?
Sometimes miscarried fetuses, if they don't get a proper burial, turn into botchlings.
Into fucking what?
A cursed creature that draws strength from killing pregnant women. Once it's strong enough, it attacks those who scorned it.
But how? How does it know?
Blood ties. They're a strong bond. A bond I want to use to find your family.
How?
One of two ways. Legends claim you can bury a botchling under the family's threshold, perform a ritual, and turn it into a lubberkin. That's a sort of, hob, a guardian spirit that could lead me to your family.
And the other way?
We kill it and draw some blood. Take that to the Peller and he does the rest.
Do not kill my child. It's suffered enough already. Lift the curse that it may finally rest.
Kolik zaplatíš? Budou za to nějaký expy?
Whatever we do, we gotta find the botchling first.
I'll show you where I buried her, and I'll dig the grave at my threshold.
If it turns out we can't transform the botchling into a lubberkin, they can bury us in it. Handy either way. The sooner we resolve this, the better. Best do it tonight, at midnight.
Then wait here with me. Near midnight, I'll take you to where I buried her.
Get word to the common folk. Ought to stay in their homes tonight and draw a line of salt outside their doors. And try to sober up.
Do I take a shovel to dig up the grave?
Take it. You'll need it, but not for
Ne,
that.
budeš to kopat rukama asi. Já nevím, mně to přijde strašně patetický, tady ta část. OK.
A bit further. Follow me.
No, normálně tohle po prvním hraní, když pak jsem věděl co a jak, tak to
You give the child a name?
No.
Tak to přeskakuju.
Mistake. Names are powerful seals.
Ty dialogy, myslím.
Here's the spot.
Tam jsou nějaký pytle, ty chci vylutovat.
Chose a lovely spot.
Damn it, will you relent? I'm ploughing now I've done wrong.
Good. The grave's dug up and empty.
What's that mean?
Botchling's on the prowl.
Look! And if it goes Garrity, it'll bite us in the arse before we know it.
Keep screaming and it will turn rabid. It's calm for now.
Bloody hell. What happens when it gets plowing restless?
It'll bite through your jugular, and you'll bleed to death before I can help. Tell me if it starts wriggling. I'll calm it with magic. Pick it up. Take it in your arms.
Merciful gods.
Back to the fortress.
What? With this?
As I recall, you were the one wanted to test the old legends, change it into a lubberkin.
Oh, fuck.
Moment, ještě tam něco bylo? Ne? Ne. Tak, kam šel baron? Baron už mizí. Já asi budu potřebovat taxi, že jo? Ten... No, spíš... Irdan, oni budou útočit teďka duchové, jestli si to pamatuju dobře.
Spectres. Watch the scent attractive.
Do something! He's thriving something fierce. Can't hold it. Calm it somehow.
No a tady po těch duchách nezbyly ty hromádky, já to chci vylutovat.
What do you want to do with it?
Me? Nothing. This is your job. Told you, gotta bury it under the threshold. If the tales are true, by tomorrow it'll be a lubberkin. From then on, it'll watch over your house and help me find your family.
Tak co, bude ještě jeden nájezd těch duchů?
More coming. Need to hurry.
On with it. I'll not bite.
Ale to ne. Axi. Ach jo, to přepínání těch znamení je taky na tom kniplu teda docela takový.
No.
So think of one. It's important.
It's a girl. What would Anu have named her?
No, už jsme u nějakého vchodu do baráku, tak snad teda se bude už pohřbívat pod tím prahem.
What now?
Repeat after me. By the powers of earth and sky.
By the powers of earth and sky.
By the world that was to be your home.
By the world that was to be your home.
Forgive me, you who came who I did not embrace.
Forgive me. You who came, but who I did not embrace.
I name thee, say her name, and embrace thee as my daughter.
I name thee Daya, and embrace thee as my daughter.
Good. Now bury the body.
What now?
In 1 day's time, Dea should turn into a lubberkin. I'll stay here and wait. You go home.
I'll wait with you.
Out of the question.
Vypadl zvuk toho deště,
That's
co?
my child. And the guilt, the responsibility for all this lies with me.
Time for parental impulses? It's long past. Besides, nothing else you can do here.
But
No buts. Just Witcher's work left to do here. Gotta wait a day and a night for the botchling to turn into a lubberkin. That's it. Go home. And try not to drink yourself stupid again.
150 bodů. Výborně. Máme XPky, za chvilku bude level. Této očtu běží. No. A jak to mám udělat? Vyvolej, vyvolej. A. Sednout si a čekat. Ve skutečnosti si kleknul do sejzy, vůbec nesedí, ale proč ne?
By blood's power I summon you. With your name I beseech you. Hear my call and arise, Dea. Lead me to those bound to you by blood.
No nevím, jestli takovýhodle strážnýho ducha chci mít doma teda. Zase ty zvuky taky nějak blbnou.
Sure wasn't lavender they kept in there. Might be worth looking around, though. A bracelet. One of them must have dropped it.
A co ty stopy těch kopyt? Zase nejde zaktivovat to prozkoumání. A už.
Horseshoe. No way a pitch burner could afford a horse. a change in here. Both were here. I'm going the right way. Wants to show me something more.
Ty endriarchy. Tak moment, z těch padají docela dobrý mutageny někdy. Zárodek. Mutagen, super. Jdeš nebo nejdeš, ty? Předtím tam v tom Vrnohradu to lítalo jak Superman a teďka se to tady vznáší jak balónek.
Necrophages had a field day. Still need a closer look.
Ještě to vylutujem. Co je tohleto? Proč ho nemůžu vylutovat? Jo, tady asi sežrali koníky právě ty ohnilci, ne? Říkám to dobře. Zase prostě nejde zaktivovat to prohledávání, jo. Musím stát nějak speciálně na to teď.
What do we have here? Bones have been here a while.
Jsem si dal trošku kávy.
Chewed on the saddle. Necrophages will eat anything these days.
To když bylo kožený.
Giant claws. Wasn't a necrophage made these marks.
Zajímavé, nejsou od těch nekrofágů.
Horseshoes missing. Is this the animal that lost one in the smokehouse? Head torn clear off. Takes incredible strength. Must have been attacked by a powerful beast. Surprised him. Hope they got away. Trail goes on. Good thing it doesn't end here.
Ty vlci, jde to teda po mně nebo nejde? Vypadá to, že ne. No, letos byla úroda kozího pisku teda opravdu vysoká. Můžeme z toho balit cigára, vařit čaj a ještě míchat salát. Takže sem mám mít, jo? No
A
dobře.
fisherman's hut. Seems she wants me to take a closer look.
Jo. Zlomený pádlo, jo. To si každý chce schovat. Mají tady za barákem něco, co bych mohl odníst? Nevypadá to. Dobře, no, tak. Zdar na zdar, rodinko rybářů.
Who's that? Other room. Go on
Zase
now.
ty opakující se skiny těch dětí.
Our hut's out of the way. Woeful. We has nothing. We knows nothing.
Just need information. Looking for 2 women, the Bloody Baron's wife and daughter.
Not a soul have been here, sir.
Sure? Not even passing through? Daughter's medium height, about 20. Her mother's thin, about 40. Seen them?
That sir came at night, right, Mummy? Quiet, boy.
I want to help that woman. She could be in danger.
Young and seen no one, my lord. He's a kiddie. Must have dreamt it.
I want to hear this dream then. So, kid, who did you see? Who came here?
Pappy brought her at night. The lady does the medicines. She was all afeared. Talked about an awful monster. Said she had to go back. Dunno where to. Mummy and Pappy cheered her up. Gave her clothes. Hers were ragged.
Where'd the girl go? Your son said enough. No point in playing dumb anymore.
Sorry, sir, but you don't look like one of her father's men.
Because I'm not. I'm looking for Tamara and her mother. I need to know if they're alive and safe.
Tamara is high. She's to my brother's place in Oxenford. But Mrs. Anna, that's another tale. Though anywhere's better than to Crow's Perch with a baron.
Why?
'Cause he beat her, sir. Beat Mrs. Anna, I means. Everyone knew, but not a one lifted a finger for to stop it.
What happened to Tamara's mother?
'Twere like this. I was a-waiting in the old smokehouse with horses. Cold as hell and so dark, couldn't see past 2 ells in front of you. Moon had risen high, and still they hadn't come. Began to fear some demon had snatched them. But finally they came forth, and we sets off towards the river. Suddenly, out of nowhere, a gale arose. Thought it'd tear my head off. And those damn birds, swarms of them coursing o'er the woods, raising a racket to make your ears bleed. Mrs. Anna screamed, bent over into herself. Tamara knelt down, gripped her arms. 'Twere then I saw it. Fiery marks on her hands.
Why help them at all? You risked a lot.
I did that. Owed Miss Tamara. 3 moons passed, a fever gripped my boy. We thought he was done for. Tamara learnt it. Brought food and salves. We're poorer than dirt itself. She saved my boy. No 2 ways about it. Me, myself, I'd have never dared to help. But my missus told me a time of war and contempt's come. A time of folk gone wrong. We needs to repay good with good. Who stands by idly does evil as if.
Married a wise woman.
Crying shame we couldn't save Mrs. Anna in the end.
Fine. What happened next?
Grew even darker. Seemed someone had put out the stars. Crickets all went silent of a sudden. And then, from the woods, a roar. Broke out in a cold sweat, and before I could catch my breath, a beast jumped out of the woods, big as a barn, with horns and 2 burning coals for eyes. I thought I was done for, beast attacked Mrs. Anna's horse, ripped its head off, carried her off into the woods. Our horses, mine and Miss Tamara's, got spooked and tore off willy-nilly. 'Twere the only reason we escaped. The miss wanted to go back for her mother, but my wife pleaded, said she'd die out there alone. Miss Tamara agreed not to go.
What marks?
These, well, like burned on with hot iron. On the palms, inside.
Burned? Like a cattle brand?
Aye, though these wasn't black scars scabbed over. They's hot and glowing, as if they burned with raw fire.
No, zajímavý.
Thanks for your help.
The lady. She'll be all right in the end, won't she?
Ne.
I'll do what I can to see that she is.
Zase se mám vrátit k baronovi. Najdi v Oxenfurtu baronovu dceru Tamaru. No, můžu jít do Oxenfurtu.
So
Další
here our
animace.
paths diverge. Thank you, Dea. Go in peace.
A je tu level, konečně. To je to, oč tu běží a nač tu čekám celou dobu. No. Semka dáme asi tady tohle. A tím jsem si udělal místo u toho... u toho zeleného mutagenu, protože... Začneme s těma, pořádně trošku s těma elixírama. Se můžu dát až 5, jo. No, do těch volejů asi ještě úplně nechci jít. Zatím naučit se schopnost. Boží, jo, a už mám zdraví plus 150. Jak se to tam krásně spojuje. Tak, teď bych se mohl podívat. Modrý mutagen si můžu vyrobit, no já bych chtěl ten zelený, ten silnější nebo silný zelený. Což nemám. No, moc toho vyrobit ještě nemůžu, no, chybí mi ty mutageny. Hlavně mutageny chybí, no. Tady chybí ten Nostrix. OK, dobrý, nebudem se tím zdržovat, teda levelík je pěkně vybavený. A já se buď mám vrátit zpátky k baronovi, šel na Branohrad, a nebo můžu se to zmenšit, tady jde Oxenfurt, tady, nebo můžu jít do Oxenfurtu. To mně přijde takový trošku hovacký, jako chodit teďka do Oxenfurtu, protože půjdu přes 2/3 mapy. No teoreticky si můžu portnout sem vlastně, tady jsem začínal v tom Morušíně. A je tady někde značka rychlocestování, tady je nějaká osada. Tak já si zaběhnu semka, je tam vývězka. Mohl bych do toho Oxenfurtu jako. Já tam většinou nechodím. A dělám, že jdu jenom za baronem a oni se pak s tou Tamarou setkají tak jako tak. Nebylo tady to bitevní pole, jak jsem tu hledal tu mrtvolu předtím? Ne, to jsem u nějakého jezírka. OK. Zálipí, no je tu nějak mrtvo, vypadá to, že všichni buď spějí, nebo jsou mrtví. Nebo to příhodnější a lepší jim to tady celý vylutovat. Sakra, stařec. Stařec nespí. Pes. Vývězka je kde? Nevidím. Jo, pěstní souboje. Bělení prádla, ztratil se pes. Nějaký mor žere brambory, no. Příšera v mém sídle. Doubravka, jasně, tak to bude. To jsem myslel, že jsem doubravčinej quest taky už dělal. Přečteme. Moment. Doubravka se jmenuje, quest Doubravky se jmenuje Veselá vdova, jo, to se mi nezdá. To zrovna moc veselá není. Pát rodu Zapadských je Doubravka a Veselá vdova to bude zakázka, ne? Jo, já už vím, to je ta hrobice. OK. No, já se portnu tadyhle ke stromu oběšenců, nebo jak se to jmenovalo. A pak to vezmu přímou cestou do Oxenfurtu. Bude sranda. Takže normálně tam nechodím. Já si mezi tím dám trošku kávy. Káva je důležitá a všem, hele, no, kočku nezbírám, sorry, kočku nezbírám. Až bude medvěd, tak si dáme. Mňam. Já to teda stejně oběhám ty, jak se to jmenuje? Oběhám ty zbroje, ale vyrábět to nebudu. Ale oběhám to, protože jsou za to expy. A jako vezmeme to takhle pěkně cestou, necestou. Vlci gůlové, to je sebranka tady. Si zlámu hnáty, ne? Jo, to je ten lom nějaký starý. Běšenci se kývou pěkně.
Let's go.
Tohle co, to jsou normální...
Oh.
Můžeme to jet, ten kůň blbej. Jo, moment. Kde to jsem? No to už jsem u Oxenfurtu, super.
Halt! No passage.
Case of the plague surface in the city or something?
The plague? No. We're to not let folk in the city. It's an order, so I don't, unless someone's got a pass.
What kind of pass are we talking about?
Well, a normal one. A transit pass.
Who issues them?
How should I know? I'm a lowly soldier.
Who ordered the city gates closed?
Word is the king himself. Doesn't want paupers and refugees pissing all over his beautiful city. Apart from which, when folk can go hither and thither, always a chance some spy will slink through. This way, spies got it harder. So, no pass,
No, Radovidovi
passage.
trošku mrdlo v kouli, nebo jak se to řekne slušně, že jo, zbláznil se.
Farewell.
Neprojdeš. Zeptej se barona na jeho rodinu. Jo, on tady někde bude týpek, který vlastně za úplatek vydává falešný propustky, že jo? Jenomže já jsem starý škudlil a odmítám si kupovat falešný...
Winds howling.
Jo, to už tady dlouho nebylo. Ne, to jsou jenom kytky, dobrý. Myslím, že tam jsou nějaký bedny. Falešný ty doklady, když to můžu tady normálně přeplavat. No. Bylo keců o tom, jak jsem nesmím, co? Takže já to oběhnu tady takhle po tom nábřeží. Plus by se mi mohl ukázat nějaký ten, jak se to řekne, ne rozcestník toho rychlocestování. Výborně, jeden máme. No, tady máme Radovidovo lodici. Tady máme vývězku. Rovnou to vybereme. Tady mají nějaký kytky, někde rostou, nebo... Kde je vchod do toho jejich domu? Moment. Sakra, kudy se tam leze? Zamčeno. Dobře, takže by se tam lezlo z druhé strany. No. Tak jo. Tady máme Tamaru.
I'm looking for Tamara, the Bloody Baron's daughter. Your brother said I'd find her here.
Wojtek sent you, sir.
How else would I know she was here?
Wait a moment. I'll fetch her straight away.
No, pokud vím z knížek, tak před Geraltem vždycky kočky prskaly a...
To see if you're still alive and well. I'm Geralt of Rivia.
I'm quite alive and extraordinarily well, Geralt of Rivia. Better than I've ever been in this rotten life of mine, and now that you've seen me, I bid you farewell.
Wait.
We've nothing more to talk about.
Oh.
Your father's a vile man. You're angry and bitter. Can't blame you.
Why do you help him then? Why did you take this job?
Because he knows something about someone dear to me. Promised to tell me if I found you and your mother.
Got it. A bit of blackmail. Just his style. Well, now you've found me, you can tell him I'm alive and I'm never coming back.
I don't mean to pry, but I know your mother had a miscarriage.
His doing? He shoved her, she fell, that's how it started. We were alone, no one to help, blood everywhere. Worst night of my life.
Sorry. Must have been hard for you both.
Mum was in shock. She was raving that it was better this way, that she never wanted the child. Must have had a fever. She was losing blood the whole time.
She didn't want the child?
Said she'd sooner cut open her gut than bear another child from his seed.
Before I agreed to look for you, your father told me his version of events. Tell me yours.
Mine? It's dull as life amidst the swamps. My earliest memories are of a drunken father lying under the stairs, caked in mud and clutching a bottle. Next dozen years, pretty much the same. Father would drink, disappear for days, then come home in a rage and send furniture flying. Thank the gods for war. I was glad every time they sent him off. And the quarrels. I remember him screaming at Mum, the thuds as he beat her, then her sobbing. I'd hide under my bed and long for silence. That's the long and short of it. Multiply by 19 and there you have my life. Finally we'd had enough, Mum and me. He crossed the line and we fled.
No, prostě taková normální rodinka s otcem alkoholikem, no, jako to je každá druhá u nás. Tamara má zvláštní sestřih a ty kožený popruhy a postroje, co má na sobě, to taky vypadají tak jako prapodivně, nevím teda, co tady vyvádí v tom Oxenfurtu s těma flanďákama. Ale
Wojtek
ona
claims
nám
your
to
mother
asi
had
řekne.
strange marks on her hands, and that a monster dragged her into the woods. That true?
We were riding towards the river. Suddenly, Mum cried out, bent over, almost fell off her horse. I rode up to her and saw something strange. Her hands were on fire. And then that creature leapt from the woods. I don't know what it was, but it roared so fierce my nose bled. I saw it topple trees. I've never been so scared in my life. And that thing grabbed my mum and disappeared into the woods. I wanted to turn back, go after them, but the horses panicked. Now I don't even know if she's alive.
What will you do now?
Find my mum?
You realize that might not be that easy.
Don't worry, I'm not daft enough to believe I can do it alone. I've got some new friends now. Powerful friends. They'll help me.
Who are these friends, if it's not a secret?
No secret. Heard of the Church of the Eternal Fire? A priest helped me contact the Redanian witch hunters. Righteous, brave men. They'll help me.
Hence the candlesticks in your room. So you believe in the eternal fire?
Once the heat of the fire has set your heart aflame, it gives you strength and leads you down the path of truth for the rest of your life. I hope it'll bless you with its warmth one day.
Thanks. Thing is, fire's tricky. It's easy to get burned.
No, takže další sektářský magoři prostě, no.
What about your father?
Who? Oh, him. I don't care. I won't go back to him. That bit of my life? Forgotten it already.
Well, well. A witcher. Never thought the Baron would stoop to hiring a monster slayer. Though I hear you're good at tracking things down.
Mají spousta těch postav, tady má takový šílený držky s těma jako divnýma předkusama, co? Kdo pak si? Lovec čarodějnic, že?
Graden, witch hunter in the service of His Royal Majesty Radovid of Redania. I'm certain you've heard of us.
Rings a bell.
If the bloody Baron sent you to fetch his daughter, you'd best face it. You will fail in your task.
I appreciate your concern, but I don't need it. As for Tamara, she can make her own decisions.
Noble of you. A killer for hire abandoning his bounty for the good of another. The hunters and the Church of the Eternal Fire thank you. So the Baron hired a witcher to find his daughter. Interesting.
Zajímavý, že má stejný postroj, jako má Tamara, takovej, jako asi by to mělo být něco jako Bergen, jak nosí vojáci ty Ypsilonky, ale přijde mi, že to mají jenom jako módní doplněk, než by to k něčemu bylo. Zajímavý.
Where are you gonna take her?
Tamara must rest. She's had a harrowing experience. When the warmth of the Eternal Fire has restored her strength, we shall see about finding her mother.
Hope you know what you're getting into.
I've never been more certain. The Eternal Fire is the best thing that could happen to me.
In that case, good luck.
Thank you for respecting my choice. Farewell.
Nejsem tvůj táta, abych tě tady nějak vedl a moralizoval. No, 58 minut. Tak se to akorát dobře povedlo. Tady je takových bedínek. Povedlo uzavřít. Hele, jim to nevadí, super. Oni se totiž i ty knížky dají prodat. Ale to jsem nechtěl. Jednu knížku prodáte za jeden zlaťáček, nebo za 1 korunu, nebo co to je za měnu. No, já to ukončím, akorát to krásně vyšlo teda. A příště půjdeme teda po stopách tohle byla Tamara, takže Anny, Stregenový, nějak tak. A zatím čus, díky za sledování, je to teda strašně užvaněný, ty cutscény mi fakt lezou krkem. Radši bych, kdyby to bylo víc na způsob toho Elden Ringu, nebo nějaký ty podobný Souls open worldovky, ale co naděláme. Ve své době tohle to byl super luxus počin a všichni si z toho si dali na zadek. Takže jo. Tak zatím, čus.